Good Morning Geelong, brought to you by www.guestmedia.com.au.
Good morning, Geelong. Tom King at the Geelong Racecourse, where we have seen a magical Geelong Cup for 2008. We're still here. We haven't left. It's been that good. We're going to be here for the Werribee Cup next Wednesday as well, the luxbet.com Werribee Cup. But, well, we saw a fantastic ride by Damien Oliver on Bauer, the Irish horse coming out here, prepared, of course, by Francesca Kamani for her father trainer, Luca. And, of course, that makes two runners for the Kamani stable in Tuesday week's Melbourne Cup, joining Mad Rush. The big question now, though, who will ride, of course, Bauer, because Mad Rush will be ridden by Damien Oliver on Cup Day. Luca Kamani arriving in the country on Thursday night. Fantastic news. And, of course, following a similar path to another Irish horse in Media Puzzle. Back in 2002, of course, Dermot Weld bought it out, raced it at Geelong on the Wednesday, the second last Wednesday in October, and of course it got up at 8-1 and went on to win the Melbourne Cup. The question now is, can Bauer go on and do the same? Still waiting for its penalty from the handicapper. We'd expect 1.5 kilos more than likely to be added to the weight, which means they'll be looking for a lightweight jockey because it isn't a heavy ride. Big Cup Day. No luck locally, though. Unfortunately, Terry Morrissey, of course, trained, part owner, rather, of Wolverine, trained by Leon Corstens, that had no luck. The runner-up in this year's Geelong Cup coming from the Bart Cummings stable, Moatees, and third, Magical Instinct, a Great Britain horse trained by Peter Moody. So a big day of racing, as I said, the luxbet.com Werribee Cup to come next Wednesday. Cricket, plenty happening. Geelong Cricket Club last week blew a perfect opportunity to go 3 wins and 1 loss with a 20-run loss to Northcote. Northcote batting first, making 145 after being in some early trouble. Geelong then in similar early trouble, 5 for 42 at one stage. There was a recovery, but all out for 125. Captain coach Damien Shanahan expected to return for tomorrow's big clash. They take on Ringwood in a rematch of the 2007-2008 Premier Cricket Grand Final. It makes a big weekend in the Cardinia Park precinct because on Skilled Stadium, Supercross makes its debut, a specially made track, 5,000 tonnes of dirt being used to make the track the biggest in the world, the first time an AFL ground has been used for this sport, and all the eyes will be on Chad Reed, the world champion. He is Mr. Motocross, and he is the man to beat. He's leading the series at this stage. A couple of challenges. One will come from Marmont, another one maybe coming from a couple of other areas as well. Craig Dack's got his team in there, which will keep a local interest in Saturday. Big crowd expected too. Around 18,000 tickets sold already. They'll go close to filling it with the Ross Drew stand demolition. I suppose we'll stay on footy. Ross Drew stand, of course, about to say goodbye as they look at this second stage redevelopment. Of course, there'll be a new stand built between the old Red Chicky stand, the Doug Wade stand, and of course the Brownlow stand. That's now 16 years old. It's hard to believe that was opened in 1992. The Doug Wade stand opened back in 1979, so it's going to be a nice new stand to go in between as the gradual redevelopment of Skilled Stadium continues and that push towards a capacity of 35,000. On the Cats front, Tom Lonergan during the week signing for 2 years. His manager Anthony McConville confirming that he would be staying with the Cats. There was speculation he was going to be traded. That's been rejected by both McConville and the club. Tom Hawkins was at the Geelong Cup on Wednesday, walking around in a moon boot, some issues with his foot. He had it during the season, saw him miss a number of VFL games and probably cost him in the end a spot in the grand final or a senior final after, of course, taking his time to recover. Local footy, well, there's plenty happening there. 4 awards at the VCFL Premiers Dinner last Saturday night. We'll kick it off with the big one. The Volunteer of the Year, Winchelsea Footy Club's Roger Matheson, has been involved with the club at 4 different leagues. You go back to the old Polwarth League, also the Geelong and District League, the Ballerine League, and the Colac and District League, where they won their last premiership. The Blues, they struggled in 2008, but have made some moves, signed Michael Smith, a former Werribee player, as coach, have also signed an assistant coach as well, and a number of players, so they are well on track to be better in 2009 in the GDFL. Lee Hartman, the new Football Geelong CEO, his first year after coming down from the Northern Football League, named Administrator of the Year. Congratulations to him. A couple of other awards as well. Umpire of the Year going to Steve Trotter from the Geelong Football Umpires League, and well, very own Noel Fanning, man standing with the camera right now, picking up the award as editor of the Record of the Year for the District Leagues for the Geelong and District Footy League. A fantastic result. So plenty happening in the world of footy. One signing during the week that's caused a little bit of a ripple at a couple of clubs. Grovedale have lost key backman Jeremy Larkham to Leopold. Big news there. Jeremy, of course, played 2 VFL games with Geelong during the year. Grovedale, not too impressed to be losing him, but of course Leopold, well, looking to shore up their defence in 2009 as they look to return to finals. Haven't played finals since 1999, the Lions, so they'll be looking to do it with a classy player like Larkham. Of course, with those tattoos, he and Lee Purton fighting for a little bit of fun in the back line with that artwork on their bodies. Plenty happening in the world of sport, and of course, Gary Ablett Jr., one of the many guests with girlfriend Lauren Phillips, of course, was one of the ambassadors of the Geelong Cup. He was up in the Gargan room on Cup Day along with Father Kevin Dillon, and Graham Rawlins, Good Morning Geelong Zone, caught up with both of them.
Celebrities galore at the Giddy Up, Rock Up and Frock Up at the Geelong Racing Cup. And joining us, Gary Ablett Jr. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing really well.
Enjoying a day at the races?
I am. I just got here, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll have a bit of a bet and a couple of quiet beers. Yeah, really looking forward to it. So.
Have you been to a cup before, Gary?
To the Geelong?
Yes.
Yeah, I have. A couple of years ago I came along. So, yeah, me and Lauren are here this year and really looking forward to it.
And it's a real fun day out, isn't it? I mean, the people that are flooding through the gates and all the different fashions, and Lauren's out there with fashions in the field. They are lined up left, right and centre. So some real beauties around as well. Fillies on the field, fillies off the field.
It is, mate. It is. It's always a great day and... yeah, as I said, I'm going to come along and have a bit of a punt and just enjoy myself, I think. So. Now,
have you been sartorially dressed by Lauren, or have you done yourself up this morning?
She bought the suit down. She organised the suit for me, so and I just kind of chased up the tie and the shirt at the last minute. So yeah.
A picture of elegance, and thanks very much for your time. Gary Ablett Jr., have a great day.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Well, our next guest on our coverage of the Geelong Racing Cup. You only see him at the beginning of the Geelong Newsbeat, giving out some very worldly advice every week. Father Kevin Dillon, how are you?
Good, Graham. Yeah, it's nice to see you in your beautiful shirt there and looking very resplendent.
Yes, well, it is a bit of colour. If you dress brightly, you feel brightly.
Absolutely.
So it's another day out for you. Not often you get a day out.
No, not even a few hours, but this afternoon is an exception, and I'm just delighted to be here at the for the Cup.
And it's a wonderful crowd again, and a wonderful way for people to mix and mix in a most appropriate manner.
Oh, it's great. I think it's a happy day. Racing's always not only the sport of kings, it's the sport of optimists, and hopefully there are a lot of hopeful people around this place at the moment, of course.
And it's one thing I suppose one could say that a lot of members of the clergy do take a good interest in the world of horses, don't they?
I think it's a bit of the Irish background for a few of us, Graham. Actually, I got a brother, a priest, and he's the chaplain to the racing fraternity. But and we've got actually a mass on next on Saturday week, on the day after the Derby, Sunday before the Melbourne Cup at St Francis, and it's usually a full church there for the whole racing fraternity, and he's actually asked his little brother to be the main celebrant this year, so I'm going to be part of that as well.
His little brother, so
I'm his little brother.
You're the younger of the two.
I'm the younger of the two.
What qualities do you think that it's important in the world of racing for a person like your brother to be able to bring into that racing community?
Oh, well, actually, he works very hard at that. I mean, he loves the races, but it is a fraternity, it is in a community, and it has a chaplaincy role, certainly, say, for injured jockeys and so on. I know there's been a number of jockeys that have been very seriously injured over the years. It can be a very stressful industry, of course, for people in terms of obviously financial stability and that sort of thing. So he's there for all of them and has been for a long time.
And today you're the guest, I understand, of a very special man, a lady, and Bill and Nancy McFarlane, who have just been absolute wonderful people in Geelong. I've known them now for close on 45 years. In fact, Bill and Nancy spoke at our first pre-Cana.
Oh, really?
Back in the late 60s, so that's how far we go back. But they've been wonderful people, not only in our Geelong community, but particularly in the world of racing.
Well, and very much in our parish of St Mary's Parish, they've been terrific contributors on so many levels of the community, and a great advertisement for the way in which, certainly from a church perspective, that you take the message of integrity and help and assistance into in any number of different levels of community service, and they're a great advertisement for it.
Good Morning Geelong, brought to you by www.guestmedia.com.au.